So whenever I make a YouTube video, I will have a Word document open in front of me with some notes written down for video ideas, whether it's, scripts to read off, random ideas, bullet points, what have you. And one of the ones I've had written down for a long time, and I just never made the video, was, should Star Wars do an anime series? Now in the script I just sort of talked about Star Wars Visions and how much I love that series, getting to see all these new insane takes on Star Wars whilst also not being constricted by having to adhere to canon. It's a lot of fun. I love Star Wars Visions, and I selected 4 episodes that I think could have been expanded upon going forward. Apologies for mispronouncing any names here, by the way. The Duel by Kamikaze Daugher, The Elder by Studio Trigger, Journey to the Dark Head by Studio Mir, and finally The Ninth Jedi by Production I.G. So back in April at Star Wars Celebration Japan, I went to the Visions panel on the Sunday morning. I was excited. I love Visions. I just wanted to go there and see Volume 3, the trailer for Volume 3 of Visions. I just picked up the Ronin Black Series figure the day before. I was having the time of my life, honestly, at Celebration. It was great. And I just wanted to see what was coming next for Visions Volume 3. And not only of those, my favorite episodes, not only was Kamikaze Daugher returning to do a continuation of the Duel, which was already continued in book form as well, but Production I.G, led by Kenji Kamiyama, would be doing a follow-up to The Ninth Jedi from Visions Volume 1 with Child of Hope in Volume 3. Then they announced that it would actually be getting a longer, limited series in the form of Star Wars Visions Presents The Ninth Jedi. And that was just music to my ears. I was so happy, I just couldn't wait. I just incredibly excited. I feel like Visions is just that perfect mix of anime and Star Wars for me. I would love a series done in that anime style, but I did have to have some conditions of it. I'm going to read what I wrote for that original script. 1, I'd need it to be set somewhere completely out of the current timeline, and I mean completely. Set it back during the Old Republic era, or hell, even go the other direction and set it 1,000 years after the Skywalker saga. I just want it to be completely removed from where we are currently, because that anime style is so unique, and I feel like setting it away from everything else would just give it time and room to grow and be its own thing, rather than just trying to fit into the somewhat constrictive box that is the current era and canon. As for why I think an anime series works and fits so well with Star Wars, it's not just because I like the medium of animation, I like animation styles, but I also think that the world of Star Wars, that universe, really lends itself to the medium of animation. Looking back at the Gennady Tartakovsky Clone Wars and the insane feats of strength that the characters show off, that series is wild with some of the things going on. But now when you do those same things in live action, it doesn't really work. It might not translate as well as you'd think it would, at least not to me. So I feel like animation really lets creatives let loose and just let their imaginations run completely wild with what you can achieve. So if you haven't seen The Ninth Jedi from Volume 1 of Visions, go check it out. It's only about 15 minutes or so. It's the story of Lah Kara, the daughter of sabersmith Lah Zhima. Now, you've got to remember that Visions does not take place in canon. It is removed from canon. It is not restricted by canon. It will adhere to some of the rules set up in the greater canon, but it's its own thing. Now, the Ninth Jedi is set many years in the future. The Jedi are not really around as an official order or group, but they are rather scattered and unorganized. Now, Margrave Juro, the ruler of the planet High Islan, wants to rebuild the Jedi Order and has put out a call to come to him in the Ariel Temple, as he has enlisted the help of Lah Zhima to rebuild lightsabers, the lost weapons of the Jedi Order. Now, these lightsabers are quite different to the ones we've seen before. While they still run on kyber crystals, the lightsaber lengths can change, and the color they emit is based on your connection to the Force. So when Kara first uses one, it doesn't really have any color to it, though she does have some natural skill with it and some Force sensitivity, but nothing insane. And yes, I am aware that there are lightsabers that can change their length in the current canon. I think they dual phase lightsabers, I can't remember, but yes, I am aware, don't worry. So the Jedi begin arriving at the temple, wondering who called them here. Can they really trust Juro, as the Sith are also out and about and have made themselves known? Is this all just an elaborate trap by them to wipe more Jedi out? Now, as Zhima finishes off the lightsabers for the meeting, 2 Jedi hunters arrive and kidnap him. Before that happens, though, he entrusts the sabers to Kara to get them to the temple while watching her father be taken away. Upon arriving at the temple and distributing the sabers, though, 6 of the 7 Jedi present reveal themselves to not be Jedi at all when their sabers turn red upon activating them. They are in fact Sith who have taken the place of the Jedi who received the call. Only Ethan, one of the Jedi who tested the first saber when it arrived and it turned blue, is a legitimate Jedi at this point. Now, Juro reveals himself having been inside the steward droid the whole time, and combat breaks out 3 against 6 as Juro, Ethan, and Kara fight the Sith. During the fight, Kara's connection to the Force grows and her saber takes on a bright green color. In the fighting, all but one of the Sith are killed. Homan, who is actually also a Jedi, but was caught under the influence of the other Darksiders, as once they are all dispatched, his saber returns to a purple color and he returns to the light side of the Force, apologizing for his actions. The episode ends as Juro, Kara, Ethan, and Homan then set off, hoping to rebuild the Jedi Order and to save Kara's father from the Jedi Hunters as the episode ends. It really does feel like the perfect pilot episode to me. It's a lot of fun. I think it has some really unique ideas with the lightsabers, and honestly, when it ended, I wanted to see what happens next. So, like I said, we'll be getting a follow-up episode in Volume 3 with Child of Hope, and that's going to be coming out at the end of October 29th, I think. And then a limited series of The Ninth Jedi will be continuing in 2026 sometimes, and it's going to continue the story. Now, I'm really excited about this for a couple of reasons. One, I love Star Wars and anime. That's already been established. I think it's a perfect match. I love Visions. I can't wait for it. And The Ninth Jedi was one of those stories that I just thought was really, really great and wanted to see that story in particular continue. But the thing that really excites me about this is that this is going to be something that does not take place in canon. This is not bound by canon rules. They can really let loose and do their own thing here. Now, this is just wild speculation, but could this be a test run for getting other stories that aren't going to be set in canon? Could we get some legend stuff to make a comeback if this is kind of successful? You know, there is a huge, vast world of Legends material out there that I would love to see explored, adapted into live action, animation, continued in the case of some of the books. I just think there is a whole world of Legends out there that you could maybe start bringing back in a greater way, rather than just the Essential Legends collection and Visions. Visions is the only other thing really running that is non-canon, apart from like maybe the Lego stuff. I just think the Legends continuity and the fandom is there, and I think having both canon and Legends alongside each other would be an insanely smart move in terms of appeasing the fandom. I just feel like we could have the best of both worlds. I'm someone that very much enjoys canon, but I also read a lot of the Legends books a lot of the time. I would love to see some of this stuff come back. Now, could this be confusing to some people? Absolutely. People still have trouble grasping what is and isn't canon 11 years later. But in my opinion, if they haven't understood what is and isn't canon by this point, they're never going to, or they're just being deliberately dense. So I feel like adding fuel to the fire at this stage doesn't really matter. I just think you could have your canon banner and you have your Legends banner, and you just clearly state which one it falls under, and you're set. At least that's what I think. I don't think it should be super confusing for people. Anyway, that's it. Visions Volume 3 coming out in October, and The Ninth Jedi, the Star Wars Visions Presents, coming out sometime in 2026, and I honestly can't wait. I am so excited for this new animation stuff. Really looking forward to it. Anyway, thank you for watching. Make sure you follow me here and over on TikTok for more Star Wars stuff. Doing a lot of card pack openings for Star Wars Unlimited soon. That should be fun. And yeah, thank you for watching. May the Force be with you, always.